So these three LVLs are going to be the stair stringers. They correspond to this. That is the stair stringer. But what I need to do to cut out the rise and the run, or the riser and the tread, I'm gonna lay out those intersections or points. 119 3/8 is my total height divided by 16 risers. 7 7/16 is my riser height. If I make that the rise, 10-inch run for the tread, diagonal is 12.5. I'm gonna save that by hitting M+. Have no accumulated error. There is 12.5 plus, recall M+, 24 15/16. What this does is, by the calculator keeping track of really the decimal places, there's no accumulated error. 112 5/16. There's a couple ways you could do this. One, you could just cut a piece of material that is 7 7/16 and 10. That's called a pitch block. And we could just adjust this as we go. If you have a rafter square, a lot of us were just taught to step off. So there's 10 7/16. We would mark this and just step as we go. That works great. The more stairs you have, the longer essentially it gets when you accumulate all of the error. So what I like to do is use my Martinez stair gauges, and I'm going to set this 1/16 less. So instead of 10, 9 15/16, instead of 7 and 7, I'm gonna go 7 3/8. That's going to adjust for the thickness of my pencil. My pencil is going to come out right on my marks. And essentially, because I already have the points laid out, I'm not gonna accumulate any error, and I basically just like reset at every single one of those intersections. Okay, by the way, this is the Holtefor's pencil. I really like this. So I always order the material at least a foot longer on each side, just in case something happens as it's stored, somebody drives over it. So I'm gonna call this my riser number 1. That corresponds to riser number 1 here, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then 7, the top, of course, is gonna be horizontal. 4, 5, 6. Number 7, that is my tread. I'm just gonna circle that. Now, while I'm here at the top, remember I'm going to add riser material. I'm gonna use 2x8, that is 1.5 inches thick. So that means I need to subtract this off the back of the top of the stair. Because this is 1.5 inches, I have to take that off the back of this first one at the top. Slide the whole assembly back. Just think of it as I'm adding that all back onto each one when I do with the risers. I'm gonna trace through the bottom. This represents landing on the subfloor. I'm going to use 3/4 inch thick material for my treads. In fact, I put that screw right in my way. I said not to do that. Just think about this amount I'm taking out, I'm putting back here. If I didn't do that, then that means this first one is going to be taller than all of the rest, because the rest will be 3/4 plus 3/4 plus 3/4.